Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a bonus full moon reading for the month of January, Tarot Oracle. And, oh, here's my partner. Did you want to join in? You can. You sit nice on my lap. This is my cat Stella in the background here. She was sound asleep, but she somehow knew I was doing a reading. Okay, so Cancer, if your sun sign is not Cancer, we still all have a little bit of it in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Cancer in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Keep in mind that this is general collective reading, and parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning that when you come across it, this is the perfect time. If you're watching this farther in the future from when I posted it, you might want to look back at what was going on in your life at the time that this was posted, and it may give you more insight. Sorry, I'm distracted by my she just makes me laugh. Okay, you can come and sit on my lap. I don't mind. Come. Good girl. All right, so this is the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles is like a really good way to start off a reading. So this is, this full moon is in Cancer, just to give a little information about the full moon. It is on January 3rd, and usually we can feel the energy of the full moon about 3 days before and after, and sometimes longer. This energy, Cancer is the sign of like deep emotion, feeling. Think of adolescent girls that are just starting their cycle and their boyfriend broke up with them. That kind of energy. So it's very emotional, and we are also right now in Capricorn energy. The Capricorn energy is the sun sign that we are in until around the 20th of January. So Capricorn is right across the astrological wheel from Cancer. And so this energy is like opposing. And in the house of Capricorn sits right now the sun and the Venus. So the sun is like God, it's the light. Venus, and this is like all about love. And Mars, like the planet Mars. So the planet Mars is Aries, and like it's very aggressive energy. So all of that is opposing, wanting to stay home like Cancer wants to. So Cancer's tired of being out and about for the holiday season and wants to just curl up in bed with a good book and eat comfort food. but Capricorn energy is saying, let's go climb a mountain. And so this is the energy that this moon is in. So it's a little bit, it can be quite emotional for some people. So just be aware of that. And because you are that sign, that energy, you are going to feel it even more than anyone else. So if you're feeling like, whoa, what's wrong with me? I just feel so emotional. It probably has something to do with that. So this is the underlying energy for the entire reading. And the underlying energy is about, this is like total fulfillment, abundance in the 3D. You have the beautiful house in the background, in the neighborhood you want, being able to visit with neighbors because you have time to, having your pets, having children, like just, that kind of energy. Like it's raining money. All right, or snowing, as the case may be. In Canada right now, we're having a cold snap. And then I'm going to check for the underlying energy for the bottom part of my deck here. So this is really awesome energy. The Fool is on a new journey. This card has been coming up a lot because we're leaving on January 31st, we're leaving 2025 and we're moving into 2026. And 2025 is 2 + 2 + 5, a 9-year. And that's the end of a 9-year cycle, like 9 represents a new, the end of a cycle. And so it's like a decade of energy that we're leaving to move into 2026. And 2 + 2 + 6 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So it's a brand new year. And so look at, this is awesome energy for you, Cancer. Like this is about 20, look at, this is a 10. 2026 is going to be a really good year for you. And this is like you at the 0 point, starting into a brand new way of being. This full moon is going to be super powerful for you. If you feel like staying home and meditating or working on something that you want to have ready to go in January, you know, consider doing that. Yeah, because the Wheel of Destiny, oh, I had my deck upside down. Sorry about that. The Wheel of Destiny is turning. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. And so this, and look at, this is a 10 also. So in this is saying in 2026, the Wheel of Fortune is turning for you, and it's going to, this is the past, the present, and the future all in one. And so this new cycle is going to be a totally different from what you've experienced in the past. Wow. And then we have the Queen of Swords. So this could be something to do, like maybe this attitude, the Queen of Swords, she's sitting on her throne and she has her sword up. Like she's kind of in this place where, you know, you better, if you want to come in right, come to me and, you know, want to do any business with me or have a relationship with me of any kind, you better come in straight. She's been there. She's done that. She has bought the t-shirt and she is not putting up with bullshit. She does have her left hand out, so she's willing to receive. And especially this, she's facing this energy. Having said that, her head is above the clouds. And somewhere along the way, she has learned from her experiences that she's not putting up with bullshit anymore. And this energy that's in the background of the sword cards that are the face cards, there's these little flocks of birds. And this little bird here is only one on this card. And this is showing she's an individual. Now, the Queen of Swords didn't like start off, like she's sometimes viewed as being cold. She really isn't cold. She just has learned from the past that she has to cut the bullshit out of her life, and she does not want to put up with any more. She's done. Like, so it's an energy of kind of like, that's what, if you're in that energy of like you just want to stay home and you don't want to go out again to celebrate the holiday season or whatever, there could have been something that happened, and it could have just been within you where you just said, you know what? I don't really want to hang out with these people another day. That kind of energy. Oh, and then look at this. That's confirming it. So the Three of Pentacles is a card showing that you have reached, like you've mastered your skill set. You're really good at what you do. And this energy talks about being elevated in your position. We have people coming here to come and take a look at your work, and they've got plans in their hand. So this is really good news. People will want to collaborate with you. The only problem with the energy here is you have to make sure that anyone you work with is going to want to be in alignment with what, that's what it's saying. Make sure that they're in alignment with what you know, what your path you're on, because this is where you're headed. And people that are kind of in this kind of energy sometimes, like, because this sometimes can represent secret society. It's like, you know, in the background, people starting to notice that, holy, like this person's got some money coming. You know, this is generational wealth. This is like a legacy to build wealth. This is old money coming in, like a lot of money. And so this energy is, people are noticing, and they may want to take advantage of you in some way. So you have to be really careful right now about, you know, being very clear-minded where you want to go and what your path is, or you'll miss out on this. And make sure anyone you collaborate with, that they are in alignment with your values, your morals, and your goals. And then we have, yeah, I don't know, if I feel like maybe something happened where you were out and, you know, maybe celebrating with, you know, the holiday season, and something happened, and you see, this card sometimes really represents a lot of gossip. And the gossip, the Queen of Swords doesn't engage in gossip. She doesn't need to. But quite often people gossip about her because they think she's so cold. She quite often is separated or divorced, most likely to be out of all of the queens, because she's independent and she doesn't put up with bullshit. And this energy, maybe she has clarity about some people that she's been working with, or that she thought were friends, that kind of energy. So this energy, remember, these are archetypes in the tarot. So the queen could be a female in her feminine energy, as well as a male in their feminine energy. So this is someone that maybe there was some gossip or whatever, and it got back to her, and she's not impressed. And it's not even necessarily about her, him. And then we have this energy. This is like the never-ending nightmare. This can represent someone that is like has a lot, they're in a nightmare and it just won't end. And this can represent like swords, right, and words, that kind of energy, and thoughts. And so this person's waking up in the middle of the night. They can't sleep because they're so concerned. What if this happens? What if that happens? So you need to recognize this energy that I'm working on the bottom part of my spread here are the what ifs. What if this happens? What if I do this and that happens? That kind of energy. And you can tell because that's what the question will be. What if? What if? What if? So this is talking about having very strong boundaries in your internal forces and the dynamics within, like not going, if you're in that energy of the Queen of Swords and you don't feel like going out, then don't go out, because it came up right at the beginning of the reading. All right, so if you don't feel like, I don't want to go out, I don't want to be around these people, then don't. Listen to your intuition. And then, because sometimes when people are in a situation where they are about, like they've done something or whatever, and they're about to get their karma, you don't want to be anywhere near around them. You want to be here, focus on this. And this card can also represent having a dream or something in like between 2 and 4 in the morning. That's when the Holy Spirit usually comes through. If you've been praying or meditating, this is quite often when we get those aha moments. So this could be someone trying to remember, what was that dream about? What were the steps of action I was supposed to take? This is the consistent steps of action that represent the Capricorn energy, like climbing the mountain. And the thing is about the Capricorn energy is it's very ambitious, but like they have a front end with that's like a goat, but it's a sea goat, so it has a fish tail on the end. So can you imagine climbing up a mountain, and having to just use your fishtail as a rudder and only having your front end to rely on? That's the kind of energy it feels like. So just if you're in this energy, it could be that you've received enlightenment from meditating and going inward. And then, you realize, I don't want to engage with these people at this time. You have a bad feeling about it. Then we have the King of Pentacles coming in. So the King of Pentacles is sitting on his throne, and he is admired for being like really good with business. He's focused on the pentacle, about matters of earth. So he's very good at taking thoughts and bringing them down to earth and making it so that you can actually make money off them, as well as have abundance from the ideas. So this is someone that is admired for their business acumen, and also the energy of, it's kind of an energy of a lot of respect. So this could be someone who is very good with money, like, and that it could be in the field like of a financial advisor, someone that is in higher up in the banks, mortgage brokers, like that kind of energy. People that, it could be developers like that, for real estate, that kind of energy. Because the pentacles are about the earth and about wealth on the earth, as well as abundance of health and your lifestyle kind of energy. And then we have death. Okay. Oh, isn't that interesting? Because this is another 10 card. And so this energy is talking about the Grim Reapers come to town, And a lot of people panic when they see this, like, but it very rarely actually means an actual physical death. What it generally means is that there's something coming to an end, and we're moving into this energy we'll be moving into into 2026. It's 28th now, so in 3 days, right? And that, like, it's kind of like the holiday Christmas part is over, and now people are more looking forward a little bit. And sometimes when there's a new year, you can't really tell. It doesn't get exciting. But this one, and I feel like it's because of this emotional full moon. And you think about all that energy across the chart from you, right? Directed your way, like the sun is facing the moon. And so any hidden secrets, any illusions are going to come out. And we're seeing that in the news a lot. So quite often, like my readings, because they're general and collective reading, they can reflect like what's happening in the world, like in the news in the world as well. And then that kind of trickles down. So this could be, this might be resonating with you on a personal level, but if you turn the TV on or go online, you're going to see, oh, this is exactly the energy. People's hidden shift is going to come out, and this is the energy that we're in for a good, like it's this real, it's kind of like a light being shone, like this is the light at the end of the tunnel. And so this also represents, we just had the solstice on the 21st, so that's almost like about a week ago, and that's when we moved into the Capricorn energy from Sagittarius energy. And the Wheel of Fortune is actually Sagittarius energy. So now that we're in Capricorn, the light is going to be shone on, the light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to be moving forward. We're not going to be waiting for the wheel to turn anymore. We're on the new journey now. Can feel the energy coming in. And so a lot of people are really feeling this like new, wanting new. And Mars, like Aries, is first, is the infant of the zodiac, and that energy rules. Mars rules Aries, and that's like a brand new baby coming in and having to do the world differently. And then we've got the energy of the sun coming in and shining light on everything. And then, we have the Venus coming in and people wanting love. There's been a lot of romantic love in the readings leading up, like in the last couple weeks. So, and I feel like in general that might mean that like people want more love on the planet. It's time for more love. And the old systems, like the things that were working before aren't. And a lot of energy, it's just being trampled. And that's the kind of energy some people are turning away. They don't want to change. And some, like these young ones, have a flower and they're like, hey, here's a flower, and that represents bloom, like blooming into the new. And so this energy, though, says that if there's any shifty energy going on, it will come to light. So trust your intuition about not wanting to go out or whatever with certain people right now, because if you're associated with them, you're going to end up being part of their karma, and you might not even know what that is, right? And the thing is about the King of Pentacles, they're very well respected. So if this energy is about this King of Pentacles and there was something that was done wrong, and it comes out, it's not going to be good. Like, you don't want to be associated in business and stuff with someone like that at that time, because if you are, their karma is going to bleed onto you. And karma is not punishment. It's cause and effect from actions, right? So eventually your actions catch up, and inactions catch up with you. So this energy is how you feel about your identity right now. And it's like, yeah, my destiny, I'm getting ready to move forward. And then there's this abundance and self-worth. This energy is like, yeah, I am not going to put up with bullshit from people. I deserve to be treated with respect, and I'm going to command it. And this communication is about from in early life. So you may have, when you were raised, you may have been the one that was kind of like the odd duck out, Cancer is very, very sensitive. So You know, if there's bullies, they'll quite often go after someone who is really sensitive because it's more fun, right? And also someone who's more talented because they're jealous. And that's what bullies, when they don't want to have to do the work themselves, they pick on people who are smarter and faster and better than them to bring them down to their level. And this is something that the symbol for Cancer energy is the crab. And the crab loves its home so much that it actually carries it on its back. Then you don't ever have to leave home. But the crab, if there's like crabs that are caught for dinner in a bucket and they're sitting there waiting for it to be cooked, and one of them tries to escape, they'll grab that other crab and they'll pull it back into the bucket because they don't want it to escape. It's really an interesting energy. So I keep getting this energy coming up. Don't be pulled down into other people's shift right now. This is about your emotional foundation. So this could be, you may have found out something about people that are in your family. This represents a legacy of money. This is generational wealth. So it's a lot of money. So if there's some sort of shifty energy around it and the King of Pentacles who is in charge of it is involved, you don't want to be around that. Then we have the health and daily routines and habits. So yeah, everything's going to change for you, I feel like, in the coming, you know, the 0 point is like moving on and starting an entirely new cycle. And this is the energy behind it. It's going to be awesome for you. So just, you know, just mind your business right now. And then we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is all four kings rolled into one. So the Emperor is known for performance. Whatever field they're in, they're at the top. They're the CEO, the financial advisor. They run the country. They're the prime minister, the president. You know, they're a king. They're an emperor. They also have really good control of their emotions. They're a brilliant thinker, and they're very good at business and bringing thoughts down to earth also. This quite often represents someone who is very high up, like it could be a superior court judge, if there's some sort of legalities involved here. So that's the energy of the external forces coming into being for you right now. And so the external forces, oh, look at, you have a soulmate. So soulmate, this is a soulmate card. This soulmate energy is regarding having someone that, you know, you're connected to on a soul level. That's the other thing about the Cancer energy. A lot of people say, oh, I'm a human being with a soul. But you're actually a soul that's traveling in a human body. That's your vehicle for getting around. And the soul has its needs also. And so this can sometimes represent, like, this is someone that you have a contract with that you are going to hook up with at some point in your lives. And this quite often is romantic love, but it doesn't have to be. The soulmate can be just someone that's a really, you know, like maybe there's some sort of energy here where you've been and you know, there's this money, you don't have it right now because of this energy, not something wasn't done correctly or something like that. And this Emperor is going to come in and right that, and that's why they're coming in. And it could be romantic, but I feel like the Emperor is going to make sure you get what your destiny is saying you should have. And it's a message about the Pentacle. Okay, so the page, this is the first communication we have coming in. So there's the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles, generally they would start working for the king and queen in the court at around the age of 7 to 14. And they would deliver messages within the court and then learn the ropes kind of. And then when they were 21, if they could afford a horse, they would be put up for knighthood. And generally, the Page of Pentacles comes from a family of old money. Like the royal families really hang out with a lot of like people that they're distantly related to. And, you know, the bloodlines are quite tight. And so quite often it'll be someone that is a cousin of a cousin kind of energy that are brought in to learn, so that when they're older, they can be of value. You know, they're trained from a very young age, and they understand the value of a dollar, and they understand what abundance is about. And this, so that's why this Page of Pentacles is focused, but this is about communication coming in. And the communication these days could be, you know, it's not necessarily in person. It could be by email, by documents, by contracts. That kind of energy is coming up. So this is a solid offer, and it's usually like solid enough to be able to build generational wealth and legacy. So now we have communication coming in, and keep in mind the Page of Pentacles in the, you know, in the old days, they would of course always be male, but these days this could represent a female in their masculine energy, and it would be someone a bit like with younger, you know, more like an apprentice or someone coming in with doing a secretary, you know, an assistant, that kind of energy contacting you. And then we have the Queen of Cups energy coming in. So the Queen of Cups is sitting on her throne, and she is all about unconditional love. She is the only cup, her cup is the only cup in all the cups that has a lid on it. And this is representing that she's a container of unconditional love. She's very, you know, that kind of a traditional maternal person. Like she loves her family, she loves her children, she loves her pets, she loves her country, she loves her husband. Like she's very someone you can really count on, and she has unconditional love. Like she's not, you know, you can trust her. She's someone that, well, if she's upright, you can. But there's a Tower coming in. So what's this Tower about? And keep in mind, this also, you know, the queens can be males with feminine energy, and the Emperor can be a female with masculine energy. So this is the Tower coming in. So this card is another kind of, you know, scary card that people fear. But I feel like every tarot card, the reason I don't take reversals is because I like to take the cards in context, because every card has the potential to be positive or negative, weak or strong, that kind of energy. And this is a reality check. So the energy is lightning strikes in the Tower and blows it apart here, and these people are falling out. And if you look, one of them is really like shocked, and the other one is like, oh, I was kind of expecting this, when I was wondering when this was going to hit. And that's this kind of energy here. And so this reality check it usually happens suddenly, and it's unexpected. Like it's expected, but it's unexpected, if that makes any sense. But because how often does lightning hit? And this quite often, you know, and then when you think about it, how often do you win the lottery? About as often as lightning would hit you. So it has that ability to bring this kind of energy in. You know, and that luck is on your side. And there might have been maybe what you heard, other people also heard, and they started looking into it, that kind of energy. And now it's like cracked open, okay? And so, yeah, something happened, you know, and trust your intuition about that. Like if you feel like, oh my God, these people, I thought they were on the up and up and they're not, then follow that guidance, because karma is about to, you know, the shift is hitting the fan basically. And the Hierophant is coming in, yeah. So the Hierophant, like this is the energy of all authority figures from the spiritual level all the way down to Earth is coming in. And we're seeing that in the news a lot right now too. Like all these people that were hiding from the truth, they can't hide from it anymore. I feel a lot of that has to do with, you know, the people are really concerned about AI, and I am also in my own way, but I feel like AI can have, like anything, it has its positives and its negatives. I find it very useful for doing research and like organizing files and that kind of energy. I prefer human interaction, and I don't feel you can tell AI when you see it, although it's getting more and more challenging. So on one level, the AI has caused like a lot of people to get scammed. There's a lot more scams out there. And because they can pretend there's someone so much easier now. And you see that all over the internet. Having said that, it also allows systems to be more efficient to track those kinds of things. So that kind of energy is coming in, and what you used to be able to hide from, you can't hide from it anymore. It's like everybody's digital right now, right? So the Hierophant has their hand in the form of a blessing, and they're coming in with this energy of righting a wrong, and it's coming all the way down from the inner. This is traditional structure, so this represents like a judge, you know, in the legal system, as well as judgment on the spiritual level. So this karma energy is coming in loud and clear here again. And the thing is about karma, and is that you can have direct karma from your own actions, but you can pay the price for your parents and your grandparents and your great-grandparents. So they might have gotten away with something for generations, but bang, when it hits hard. And it's kind of like, so you have to keep that in mind. Your actions are affecting your ancestors and your descendants. And so any wrongs will be righted across the veil as well as on earth. And then we have the Ace of Swords. So this is God himself coming in here. You know, when you go to court and you swear on the Bible, I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Well, this is what this card is saying. The energy, and this is the energy of the spiritual position, where you are in your spiritual life. And this is like, this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And this is going to be, this energy in spiritual court will come down to earth, and some of the wrongs, this is really good news, some of the major wrongs on the planet will be righted, you know. And sometimes people get away with things, like I said, for a long time. But if you have karma coming down from the actions of your parents, it's so selfish, like to do, you know, to leave that for your descendants to deal with. You know, we see that like just, you know, when people live really well and they, you know, they ruin the economy for the younger generations. And that's like, we have a responsibility when we're on the planet. We're supposed to make it a better place, you know, for our children to live in. And so that's the energy coming in. So this is really powerful. It's really awesome energy. I'm happy to see that, you know, that this energy, like that the systems are going to be more fair. That's the energy that's coming up. And it could take a while. Like this could, you know, be, but when there's a reality check and the wheel is turning like this, and the Hierophant is here and the Emperor is here, generally the Hierophant is like judgment on the spiritual realm, and the Emperor will make it happen. Like that's the energy. That's coming, it's coming down in this reading. So let's see, Cancer. If you're enjoying this, please do give it a like and a comment. It does help me to build my channel. And I'm going to use my cards. This is an oracle I started working on in 2007, and there were 64 paintings. I'm an artist, and I finished the 64th painting in 2020. And now I'm gathering information to write the book up and put the deck out. I have the numbers on the cards. On these cards here of the paintings in the order that they appear in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. So if you want to go there after and check it out, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, so it may empower. There's some information there with each painting also. And yeah, in the description box below, I'll put them in the order they appear here. All right, and oh, it is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I'm just shuffling the cards here. Yeah, I'm going to work with them for a few more months, and then I'll be able to start writing the information up. I just wanted to make sure I had it clear. Oh, here we have it. Okay, so on this energy, there was a scotoma. And funnily enough, this is the last card in the deck, also in the tarot deck. So this is saying this is coming to an end, and you're going this blind spot. So scotoma is a spot in your eye where you can't see out of it. There's some damage done. So it's like, you know, you have a bazillion pixels and about 4 or 5 of them aren't working properly. So we don't notice it unless it's like in a real prominent part of our vision in the eye. But it's the same in real life. Like there could be something that you can't see that others can see, or that you're seeing that others can't see. And it could be something that everybody sees or something nobody sees. And so all of these blind spots, and there's a blind spot about this money that nobody saw. And that's the energy coming in. We have the Scorpio energy. And this energy is talking about the Mars being in a cross, shining light on this. That's part of that energy. So Scorpio energy is, and look at, that's a 9. So it's it's basically saying like, yeah, what this energy that happened, look how clear that is. This energy that happened in that last cycle is now being righted. And it's being, we have the 10 here, we have 10 here, and we have 9 here, and a new journey. Interesting, hey? And then we have the energy of the Tower. Okay. So this is being very clear. So the Tower card in my oracle is divorce, but the worst divorce is from source. And so this is saying, yeah, spiritual court is in session. That's basically what it's saying. And so we have degradation. So people may have been trying to ruin your reputation and behind your back, and you didn't know it. That's the energy coming up. I'd be very careful who you work with. And look at, this is sitting right on here. If you're engaged with people that want to work with you, that want to promote your work and have respect for you, it's awesome. But if they don't, then you'll become entrenched in their bullshit. Oh my goodness. And this is you showing up in your reading, right? So pay attention, right? And the Chariot's coming in. So this is the power of spin. It's going to move forward in a new way now. We have Sagittarius energy on this. So this is about expansion versus contraction. So this energy here, I don't know what the King of Pentacles has to do with it. You could be married to the King of Pentacles, or you could be divorced from the King of Pentacles, or from the Emperor, or, like that kind of energy. And we've got a Queen of Cups up there also. So there's a lot of different scenarios coming through. And, if you look at the news right now, you'll see that on the news. It's like, whoa. Like some of the energy coming out is pretty wild, right? So we've got the perception. So people quite often have the feeling like, hey, that person they don't deserve what they have. I deserve that kind of energy, The grass is greener on the other side because it's fake. So when people talk about instant success kind of energy, there usually really isn't instant success. The person that looks like they're having instant success actually worked their butt off to get to that point. If you don't put the work in, it's not a lasting success, right? And so they'll think the grass is greener on the other side, and then they find out it's fake. But we can all have green grass. If you've ever owned a property and you've looked after a lawn, you have to cut it often so that it doesn't get as many weeds, and so it looks thicker. You have to water it, you have to fertilize it, you have to weed it, all that energy. And then you'll have beautiful green grass, but it doesn't just happen by accident, right? And so this Virgo energy is coming in on, is ruled by Mercury. So this is about communication coming in. And it's right before this communication does come in. This is in the position of your commitment, marriage, and partnerships. So for some of you, this could be like the Virgo energy wants things clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness. But that energy, analytical critique can be very beneficial, but it can turn into anal criticism. And there's a fine line between the two. So this energy is talking about, walking that fine line, and in particular with the way you talk to yourself. So there's some sort of energy. Oh, and this one was supposed to be here. Oh, okay, this one was supposed to be here. On this, this is the external forces. So this is defining like all of the external forces coming in. Now it makes sense, okay? So this energy is someone who can do a lot of analytical critique, and also they can get pretty brutal with their words if they need to. That's the energy coming in. It's making me get the hiccups. Okay, so we have death on here. Transition. So this is saying that your commitment, marriage, and partnerships, there's some sort of energy that's shifting here. So if you don't have a partner right now, and this could be a partner in business, it could also be romantic. Like I said, it just depends. We have the unconditional love here, and this represents romantic love and someone you would want to marry. And this is in the picture of partnership, but it can also mean a commitment in business, that kind of energy. And then we have abuse of power. So the page is delivering a message, and I keep getting that it might be about this King of Pentacles here. This King of Pentacles could be like someone that was responsible for like an inheritance, or someone who's in charge of a will, that kind of energy, or an accountant, and there could have been something not done correctly. And so we have anger coming in. So anger is the gift that keeps on giving, because when people are angry and they raise their kids with anger, then their kids raise their kids with anger, and it just keeps building. It can actually cause high blood pressure, like when people's blood boils, It's talking about having that anxiety and the external forces coming in and disturbing your peace kind of energy. So I'm getting, though, that this could have been something that was done, it could have been like 10 years ago kind of energy, because we've got the 10 here, and we have that energy of if you look at 2025, that would have been 2015 that cycle started, right? 2015 going into 2016. So think about, what were you doing in 2015 or 2016? And whatever was going on then is part of this reality check. And look at this. This is about the new coming in again, that I told you, like Aries is in Mars, right? And light is being shone on this, whatever that was that happened like a decade or so ago. And that is about, that Mars energy coming in, aggressive, like it's coming to light, right? The lightning bolt has already hit. Shift has hit the fan for sure. And there's destruction here. So this is a tactic that a lot of times people use on themselves and against themselves, all the way from the bottom. A lot of people blame the government for things, but we are the government. We're the ones that vote them in. And if we employ tactics that are, dirty deeds, in our day-to-day life, then we have to expect for that to happen above. As above, so below, that kind of energy. So it comes from both, right? And that's the energy. Like the more people hold themselves accountable within themselves and get on this journey, where the truth, where the truth is where it's at, then the more, at the very least, it's one less problem for the universe to have to deal with, that kind of energy. And then we have a pride, okay? And look we have persuasion here, and we have like the energy is kind of like someone was persuaded to do something that was like not on the up and up. That's the energy coming in. And it has to do with pride. So I don't know, this could be so many things. And this could be a small thing in your life or a really big thing. And it could be like global, or it could be, what I mean, just in your hometown kind of energy. So just take it how it resonates for you. I feel like this is really, really good information. It kind of embodies the energy that we're moving into for the full moon. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do like and comment if you did, so it will help me to build my channel. And consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy. And I will be back with another reading for you for the mid-month. Bye for now, Cancer. Okay, Stella, I have to wake you up. I'm sorry. You were having such a good nap.